The Helmsman versus the housewife of the Straw Hat crew. Surprisingly, this is an actual topic as this is the fight that decides who is the monster trio of the Straw Hat crew. And I will be doing my best to determine who is the winner without being a dingleberry, aka the average One Piece power scaler. Also, if I sound a little weird, I am under the weather, but I legit haven't been able to record the whole week, so I gotta get this video out. To start off, let's talk about Jinbe since I've spoken about Sanji's scaling before already. The two arcs that people usually like to make the arguments for Jinbe being stronger than Sanji are in Whole Cake and Wano. In Whole Cake, Jinbe was shown being capable of pushing away an enraged Big Mom after being overpowered by her. And in Wano, we see him easily bullying the likes of Who's Who, one of Kaido's top henchmen that in my opinion would rank like number 4 in terms of power. I've seen people say Jinbe while fighting Big Mom was more impressive than Law and Kid and would definitely just be stronger than them individually, which I find a little ridiculous since the Big Mom that they fought was the strongest version of her we've seen up to this point, and the only thing that Jinbe's attack really did to her was push her away. It never really did any significant damage. The only person who was really hurt was Prometheus, and that's because he's made up of fire. And as for his feats in Wano, I don't really have anything negative to say about them, they just speak for themselves. He mid-diffs Who's Who, however, I don't see why this would put him above Sanji since Sanji's biggest fight in Wano was with Kaido's number 2. And the other argument that I've seen that is honestly just so dumb, I don't know why this is brought up, is in the recent chapter it's actually revealed that Jinbe has a higher bounty, so he should be stronger. It's so crazy because Oda himself has addressed bounties not defining strength, and it's pretty obvious that it doesn't. This man Chopper got a bounty worse than Luffy from the beginning of the series, yet can draw blood from the likes of Queen. The fact that this is an actual argument being used is corny and makes me think people are just preying on Sanji's downfall for no reason. And speaking of, I think it's now time to talk about Sanji scaling. The most notable feats obviously are in his fight against Queen, where initially he and Zoro are able to move at comparable speeds as one another, and Queen, while using all of his tech, literally cannot do any significant damage to Sanji whatsoever. Sanji may have lost his raid suit, but then he gets an amp that's even stronger than the raid suit, so it literally does not matter. Meanwhile, Jinbe took way more damage than Sanji while fighting a weaker commander in my opinion, and in terms of speed it gets way worse since this is Sanji's best attribute. Not only does Jinbe struggle more with a weaker opponent, but Sanji legit perception blitzes Queen. If he's able to do this to Kaido's number 2, he could definitely do this to Jinbe and Kaido's number 4, and there's really no case for Jinbe being able to react to Sanji at all. The one thing that I have seen honestly just come up a lot is the Big Mom feat, but it literally doesn't mean anything. Like, yes, it is impressive that he's even moving her, but it's not enough to say that he beats Sanji. Unfortunately for Jinbe, Sanji blitzes and one-shots him.